Very stars. Keyblade that balanced boosts strength and magic. So when you think about it, in the grand scheme of Disney characters, Mickey's kind of selfish. He's a bit of a lone wolf in these games, which is not really like his personality, I don't think. However, he's always running off, he's always going it alone, he's always leaving people behind. Very un-Disney-like. But the music and the visuals don't have to kick in for you to know that this Radiant Garden is Hollow Bastion once it's restored. So the music here is majestic. And we're going to be running around trying to go ways that you're not meant to go with these characters, like that, to see if we can pick up some items, and it looks like the game is going to cock block us. So let's go into his commands, get rid of this fire. I'm going to buy another fire. Oh, I don't need to, I can... We really need to get... I want that for the stuff that I can't kill, because then I can make them small and punish them, hopefully. We need to get some more blizzards, but we need... Thunder's what we need. We really need thunder. I got rid of it to see if I could get something good. It didn't pay off as well as I would have liked. I also need to get zero gravity again, because zero gravity is really useful, I think. No counter still. I do have a high jump. Do I have to swap jump for it? I do. Do we have another one of these to do? I'm going to stick with this one for the moment. I don't actually know which ones are the more powerful, because I don't really know anything about them. I think they're situational at best. Yeah, we've got to follow Mickey. So it looks like Ventus is going the exact same path that Aqua does, which is interesting. Or does Aqua go that way? No, she goes this way. I'm almost certain. Yeah, this is horrifically dangerous, this place. Those things in front of me. One of the most evil, simple-looking enemies ever. I keep forgetting it's not multi-directional. So you get close, and then you magnet them, and then you kill them, and then you hope they bloody die, because if they don't, it gets... Oh, that was terrible. Ow. But this place is a considerable increase in difficulty on Aqua's campaign. I don't know what Ventus's will be like, but I'm assuming it'll be similar. So that's why we're going to be very no mercy approach. What? Oh, I pressed the wrong button. I'll let that off. I pressed triangle instead of X because I'm still in Kingdom Hearts 2 reaction command mode. And I was going to use the the Firestorm to get the iframes to kill that enemy, and of course it didn't work. Look at that. Every time this enemy showed me up today. Somebody behind there. So this guy, let's test out Mini on him. He's going to start an attack when he gets close. Minify. Look at his life. That's crazy. Interesting, there's two different melodies happening right now. It must be the combat music on top of the Hollow Bastion theme. I wish that... I'm not even going to start that sentence, because all it is the recovery again, and I'm mentioning it far too much. This is probably going to annoy some people, but I can't. It's one of those things. You know that picture where it's two people coming close to kiss, and they're in shadow, and the space between them is white? You either see that, or you see the candlestick, or the fancy vase, or wherever you want it to be. However, when somebody tells you the opposite, you can't help but see that. Or, like the first thing you saw, you can't help but see, even though there's two pictures in one, and there's probably a name for that kind of optical illusion, but I don't know it. Well, on games, when there is something glaring that is bad, you can't help but see it. It's like in a film when you know something's computer generated and it looks like it doesn't fit the scene, you can't help but see it. You don't want to, but you can't help it, and it's affecting your ability to enjoy what you're watching. And it's like that in games. Like, after I came down then, I wanted Ventus to jump, so I could go up and start comboing. And I pressed jump, and he didn't jump. And the reason for it is I was still caught in the recovery of landing. Because there is so much physical recovery. And I'm going to try my best from this point onwards to not mention it. And just because I don't mention it doesn't mean it's still not bugging me, because I can tell you guys, I think it's almost game ruining. Ooh, that did not hurt nowhere near as much as it did in Aqua's. So either I'm a higher level than I was when I was with her, or this is slightly easier as Ventus. Nice. That lock-on didn't exactly work, but I'll stop it. Get the thing that's dangerous. Oh, it must have been poisoned. Can we do that? Wow. High frame! But there's a lot of people that can misconstrue pointing out things like that reaction command that you don't like as trying to be overtly negative. And I think those people just need to realise that just because you're analysing something that's not necessarily a pro of a game does not necessarily mean you're doing it out of spite or in any intention to be negative. If anything, you're trying to be objective. And a lot of people seem to just think that it's complaining or whining or bitching or moaning. And I think those people are just a little bit narrow-minded. However, they are coming to YouTube to watch something to be entertained, and I can understand if that's not their flavour. I don't like these birds too much. They've got a dash attack that's really damaging. Got you. Right. Just little things. If I could get in a room with Tetsuya Nomura, shit would change, son. You would get the best Kingdom Hearts. Because it can look fancy, it can sound beautiful, but if it doesn't respond when you're pressing the buttons, you need to tweak your game. And if you say that, oh, that's the way we intended, that is the, I don't want to be wrong, and here is my argument, which is a null argument. And a lot of devs do that too, you'd be surprised. Platinum Games. Platinum is not ready to talk about that right now. Which is another way of saying, we have no answer, you're probably true, but we don't want to give you the satisfaction of knowing that we didn't notice it. So there's going to be 3 more of those things up here. Oh, no there's not. There's, well, which ones did I mean? Yeah, these ones. Excuse me. Sorry about that, folks. Oh, that was disappointing. See that? They did it again. Don't hit me on recovery. I mentioned recovery. Stop it, Chris. People don't want to hear about frame data. Unless they do, and then they're my kind of people. It's interesting that the diamond dust physically doesn't touch them, yet it does do damage. I like that a lot. That's an interesting technique. God, the music here is God tier. Ooh, slow. Let's check our stuff. Level 9. Getting up in the world. Aurora has finished. But it's one of the most powerful AoEs we have. Do we have anything to replace it? Not really. But we have to replace it because it's less about being effective and more about leveling stuff. Let's pop slow on. And then we'll swap fire. Oh no, we'll swap Blizzard for Mini. That way when they come out of the fire, if they're still in the slow, it'll hit them. What was I going to put on? I can't remember. That's how good my memory is. Let's put fire in again. Actually, can we meld something? 500 Dara, so we can at least buy something. We cannot meld. One of the weaknesses I'm going to have when I'm playing this is because I'm not familiar with the meld recipes. I don't know the ingredients to get the good stuff quick. And it adds 2 elements to the videos. On one hand, it adds an element of risk and struggle, which can be really interesting to watch. On the other hand, it's not exactly dominating the game, even though it might look that way. There will be better ways to do it. And the safety valve here, as I show you a save point after I said I wouldn't, because I'm talking through it, because I'm an idiot, is it doesn't involve farming, the methods I'm going to be showing you. And anybody can farm, so you can always do that should you choose to. Like, you can literally spend the time I've spent playing farming, and you'll win. Okay guys, little complication in the last episode. You're probably going to see a bit of a jar as we move back to Radiant Garden. I was recording it, and about 20 minutes into the video, my mum decided to go mad happy with the Hoover, and it's a very loud instrument of cleaning, and it made the video completely worthless because you couldn't hear what I was saying, and it was in the middle of a fight, so I couldn't just, you know, save or recapture it. So I decided to leave and come back and show you what I'd done to try and make up for what you've missed. And the fight was exactly where we're standing now, in this area, and it's probably going to kick off again when I move forward here. So I'm going to trigger it and we'll go from there. But it was really frustrating because I was having a lot of fun, and I was getting a lot of progress, which is the most important part for me anyway, because I've got a lot of stuff to be working on at the moment. So the more I can do, the better in my eyes. So it was just a little bit, you know, frustrating, but it is what it is. Can't really do much about it. And alas, here we are. So I might sound a little bit off again, folks. It's cold, and whenever it's cold, you get cold. Interesting, I've got a lot of fire dashes. That's not a bad thing, actually. I've been experimenting with that move. It's pretty damn good. So you might notice that some of my magic is a little bit higher level than you might remember it being. I have leveled some of it up on the off. I need Stop and Stopger are the ones we're going to be using. You'll notice it gives me abilities like Once More, and I don't like those abilities at all. I'm the only person on the planet who actively tries not to use them, but if you'll notice, the game won't let you with this one, I don't think. Oh, it does. Oh, awesome. There's one of them that wouldn't let me choose. I can't remember which one it was. Oh, for the people wondering, you have to turn that on for it to be active. So, all the people thinking this is as, you know, 0 XP, it's not how it works. Which one is it? I could have swear it was that one. Anyhow, there was one of these abilities that it wouldn't let me toggle on and off at the time, so that was bizarre, but thankfully it looks like it's working. We don't have any other keyblades, do we? No, we don't. Right. So let's swap out Stopger now we've got it. What we're going to be doing is, once you get Stopger, and you get Aerial Slam, those two combine to make Time Slicer, which is a hilariously fun technique that you can use against Hook. Ooh, could do some ignites, even though the final form of Ventus is immune to it, which I didn't know, I think. Or is he immune to Magnet? I think he's immune to Magnet, sorry, that's... Ooh, Magic Haste, we need that. Do any other magnets? Yeah, he's immune to... Sorry, not Ignite, he's immune to the previous effects you could hit him with. Because Ignite is just damage, isn't it? It is. Anyhow. Going to be moving towards Fission Firaga as well. Firaga. Because it's a really powerful spell. And there's two really effective ways to hurt the last boss of Ventus's campaign. One of them is the first technique I used, which was Firaga. Triple Firaga to be precise. And I'm going to spam roll to not get hit, and I still get hit. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, I'm leveling up Cura. There's a reason for that. Because I've already spoken about how I'm not the biggest fan of using the healing spells. Interesting. Oh wow, it's more like a... It's not the move I thought it was, that. Can we get out of this? Don't recover. Good lad. So you don't have to use the abilities on your command list for them to level up. how it works is every enemy you kill, the experience you get from them will go towards all the... Oh, come on, dude. I'd stopped pressing X. That's not very nice. I do miss Magnet when I don't have it. Or Magnega, especially because it's the best version. He's going to get all roly-poly bullshitty now. The move I thought that the Fire Dash was the surge attacks, and the surge attacks give you iframes. So if there's any attack an enemy does that you're not particularly, fond of, you can surge through it, and it's really useful for getting some good hits, some counter hits, and not getting killed by a move that you feel is kind of unfair. And that's why I like using it anyway. Come on, you should be dead, you son. We'll save that for the guys downstairs, because if you'll notice, I'm not doing a lot of damage to these enemies. It's because I'm a little bit under-leveled, and the good thing about this game is level doesn't really matter. It matters to an extent, but it's not going to have as much of an effect as it could in some games. Alright, these fuckers need to die. If we can get a few others as well, that could be useful. Wasn't as good as I'd like it to be, but it'll do. Excuse me. Once again, I'm going to try my best to edit out all the moments where my throat makes an awful noise. I may miss some, so I apologise in advance. I find it profoundly rude on any kind of recording to have imperfections in the audio which you know about and you could have removed and yet you didn't. Because I just think it's unprofessional. But understandably, some of them do get lost in editing. Also, some of them are over important bits of talking. Well, the problem with stop is you can't tell if you've killed them. Do not attack this enemy from the front. If you attack him from the front, he'll roll like this. If you attack him with that crazy, valve is on his back, he cannot do that move. It's the... could call it a trick, I guess, to fighting them. Bloody birds. I'm going to have to take these fire dashes off. They are not what I thought they were, and I don't know if they give me the same amount of iframes. Oh, interesting. It wouldn't let me continue my combo. So the way I wanted to go with Ventus is I wanted to focus on his combos. So I wanted to get him to be more melee focused and have extended air combos and ground combos, but both his last boss and the bosses before his last boss punish counters, punish your combos, sorry. So it's not really the best. Look at that, the camera just auto moving. Ugh. Why does it do this to me? So I think the best way to build him, in as much as the campaign is concerned, is towards maybe using the mines, because the mines are just hilariously overpowered, or towards using magic. As much as it's a lot of fun to fight like this, and I particularly like it, you'll notice I don't have a counter yet, and because I'm not too familiar with where those things are on this campaign, I don't know how to get one at this moment. Like Terra's, he gets it as part of his campaign, and that's why I like playing as Terra the most, because you can do the counter attacks, and I'm a fan of countering. It's kind of my thing. I like parries, I like countering, I like everything about those mechanics. That move there can be bounced back at that creature, but it's very dangerous to miss. Ooh, it's a lot of... Oh, he still got it off, and it's confused me, which... This is horrible if you've never had this. It reverses your controls on your analog, so avoiding is just weird at that point. Ooh, gotta be careful. I wish I could manually turn that a little better, but once he starts, sometimes he's not having any of it. But we got some Street Fighter V gameplay. I'm going to be doing some commentary on it. I didn't want to do it immediately, because I've got stuff to focus on, and my credibility with fighting games is not the highest, so I'm not going to be bringing you news and up-to-date information on it, because I don't really know that much about fighting games, but I do know that it looks pretty cool, and it's an opportunity for people like me who are trying to get into these pretty deep games to be able to do so from the very beginning of its cycle, which will be really interesting. and the announcement was showing you some interesting gameplay between Ryu and Chun-Li that was played by Combo Fiend and Mike Ross. And it introduced the secret character Charlie, which the designer guy came out dressed up as, or it seemed anyway, because he was either smoking crack or getting his cosplay on. That was frustrating. You can see it coming, but you can't quite get it out of the way. And they're coming again. Again! Why? He's very eager on those inputs. Wasting my firestorms. And there's one of those little combinations coming up towards the end, which is kind of annoying. You have to build your command bar against the final boss, who cannot be killed until you do so. And he can kill you and you can't heal, which makes it a little bit awkward, but there is a really cheeky way of doing it. So we just got our passes to Disney Town, which is going to be coming up soon. I'm not the biggest fan of Disney Town. The music is mind-numbing at best. It's suicidal at worst. I do like the fact I can get a lot of early abilities quite quickly, which I'm going to show you some interesting techniques if you don't know them. But the minigames really frustrate me. The ice cream one, I did it on Aqua's camp. And the ice cream game is a mini game that is rhythm based. And I did it first time as Aqua, I had no issue whatsoever. And then when I tried it on Ventus's campaign, I failed it 3 times. And I couldn't honestly tell you why. I blame the UI personally, because it's not like I don't have decent acumen when it comes to rhythm games, because I've played all Guitar Heroes and Rock Bands on Expert at the highest level, beating every song on them, including the ones that, you know, some people don't think are possible. So I know how to tap buttons in sequences. Yet I was failing it, and it was really frustrating. And all I can say is it's not as sharp as it needs to be, and they force you to do it, which is a little bit disappointing. Then Merlin tells us to come in here and have a look at the book, because it'll give us power, and all it does is unlock a command board, which is something you're not going to see me do, because I don't know how to do it. I tried it on the emulator, and it was just like a weird rip-off of Mario Party that didn't make a lot of sense. I got a few abilities and I lost, because everybody else was getting better dice rolls than me. But the cool thing is you don't need to do the board to get far in this game, and these walkthroughs will not feature it. I intend to learn it at a future date, so I know exactly what I'm doing with it, but at this point I truly don't need to. So yeah, command board, Mario Party but weird. So sleep never turns into anything else. It never goes to sleeper or sleepge, which is a shame. I don't like Binding Strike. I don't really like any of the edge moves either. Like, I don't like that at all, so I'm gonna sell it. I really want Magnerga, but I'll settle for that, because I can't be bothered to get the money for it. So the boss that's coming up, I find Lightning to be the best against him. Well, the best in my experience anyway. And as luck would have it, we have no Lightning. Which is not a problem, but I need to take that off. Right. Because there's an ability that you can use that has Cura level 2 with another ability that can make one of the best commands that that Ventus can get. However, there's only a 5% chance of it working, so it takes like 1,000,000 years, and it's the dumbest mechanic ever. Let's do Aurora. I like some Aurora. I do find though that this boss coming up is harder with Terra than it is with any of the other characters, because it seems to have more phases Just might be me though, that.